Hey, everybody. Good morning. It is, I think it's Friday. No, Saturday morning. It was Friday. Time just kept going. I know it's been a little bit, but I've been just smashing my head against that little guy for quite a bit. And I think I figured out, I think I got him resurrected, and I'm actually pretty excited about that. So let's watch. What is going on? So this is a resurrected Ender 3, like the original, the first kind. And I've been running it for quite a little while, and then it just jammed up. Like, I couldn't get anything working. The extruder, I was banging my head against that thing. It just wouldn't push. Brand new. Well, this is the PTFE, is the Capricorn tube, and brand new hot end. Like, just, sorry about that. Brand new hot end, brand new everything, and it would not function. All right, I'm going to put you on the tripod, so hold on just a second. Okay, so it wouldn't function. It was, I was really just, I cleaned out because I put the all metal lining in, like I do that to every printer, that's just something I do. I don't know why, either that or I buy them. Well, they're cheaper. It's cheaper to buy a cheapo head and the little bimetal kit, or the little all metal threading kit, and rebuild it real quick. And, so anyway, it's got all metal, so it can run some abrasive stuff if I want. I got some steel nozzles, and right now I'm running a 0.6 on this. I'm kind of learning about, I've run higher flow nozzles, but I've not kind of like standard. I would always switch back to 0.4 because it's just what I started with. So today, well, over the last day or two, I've been reworking a few of my older bed slingers to do, just putting a 0.6 in and cleaning up. So my workhorses are over here. There's a K1, there's the EV32, or the Ender 3 V2, and a couple of Aquilas that are as close to, well, stock as they need to be, without, again, just upgraded everything so it can run whatever I want. And I got to tell you, that K1, I'm going to be talking about that here soon. I might even dive into that a little bit tonight in another video, and start working on that, because it's amazing. It's a whole nother monkey. But this little monkey right here, and you can't share all the spotlight. That little monkey right there was just nothing but a pain in the ass. And so I shelved it. Literally, I just said, I'm done putting money in it. I'm done putting time and energy into something that's just, going to be a pain in the butt. But I can't leave a good robot alone for too long. So I took a multi-step attack at this. And the funny thing is, and there is going to be an interesting moral to this story, and the moral is, well, you'll see. I can't give it away now. But don't assume you already know what's wrong with your printer or with anything. Don't assume that what you think is wrong is actually wrong. It could be something else. So I cleaned the nozzle. First, if the extruder is not extruding and the gears are turning and it's trying to push filament but won't, it's 9 times out of 10, it's a clogged nozzle. Cleaned the nozzle, nothing. And I did that again, So finally I said, okay. And I pulled the motor, the original motor, actually I swapped that out a while ago. The original motor, and I don't know how many of you remember these. Come on. Nope. But the gears, sorry, the autofocus is, let's try this in a new way. The gear on this model of the original Enders is pressed on. There's no stud screw here to do anything with. So other than literally cutting that fucker off, that's about it. And there's nothing wrong with this motor. It works just fine. So I'm going to keep it until whatever. But it occurred to me that maybe, I mean, these are brass and they do wear. So I said, okay, I'm going to order some all steel new ones. And I didn't measure these. And I think they're factory. They're supposed to be 11 and I got 10.86 mil. So it's worn, but not much. Blah, blah, blah. So I ordered that, got the steel ones. I ordered that upgraded dual gear drive, which actually is doing pretty good. And that was a $10 Amazon cheapo thing. So went through the motors, went through the drive, cleaned the nozzle or the hot end, the actual extruder hot end. And yeah, still didn't work. I was so pissed. Spent some time. I even went to, what is it? What is their name? I'm going to give a shameless plug to somebody else about printer. TH3D. I went to their website. So I have clippered everything. I even clippered this. So repairing it, I didn't want to mess up my setup and try to get this connected in and take down a working printer to put a broken one up. So I said, all right. And I'm also just kind of like, it was an idea that this might be a gift for somebody. I'm not sure yet. Nonetheless, I needed to work on it. And I didn't want to monkey around with the computer system and add that extra factor. So what I did was went to TH3D and I downloaded their firmware. And well, the files for compilation or for compiling. And now here's the funny part. I had sitting here in the dust, well, in a bag, in a box, one of the E3 silent motherboards, the Cant CA4NT free run boards. Now, I've had that a year, sitting on a shelf, doing nothing. And I couldn't get that to work for shit. I still have the original 442 that came in here, which is Creality's original board. And it was a 442, which is really nice. But I wanted to test this other board while I was at it. So major overhaul. Install board, and I'd never gotten that thing to flash, never got it to work. Anyway, going to TH3D, went to there, got their files for that board. And I'll put links in a little bit of a better description in the write up here so that you'll know what I'm talking about. But nonetheless, I got that board flashed. It took, I don't know, maybe 3 hours messing with the software before. Hang on 1 second. Checking my okay, battery's good. So, yeah, like 3 hours fucking around with Marlin. And I could not get, I realized that this was a new computer, so I hadn't had Visual Studio like actually set up, and it normally it takes a little bit to get working. Reinstalled Visual Studio, went through some older videos, and that's kind of the problem. And I might even do a video on compiling this specific firmware, but I think I got lucky. Point is, not only did it actually compile, like I did some brief editing and it compiled. Not only did it do that, but it fucking flashed. I brought it over here, I flashed it, and it worked. And oh my God, I had to take it back, recompile it one more time because I forgot to invert the I accidentally inverted the direction of the extruder because I thought it was wrong. Like I had normally thought I should have tested it. But lo and behold, for $5 worth of firmware and maybe 25 to 35 minutes mucking around in the code, we got it flashed. So not only got it flashed, went back, now I got an ability to work here and work off SD cards. So I get here, I set up, and I'm fixing everything, and I put here, let me bring this over. Let's see if we can do some pointing at the same time. So, yeah, the extruder is kind of hidden, but dual gear extruder, $10 Amazon special, and it works okay so far. I mean, it's been on there an hour, or, well, couple anyway. But even with the new extruder, it still wouldn't run. And that was annoying, like, honestly. So I went back to like 0 and stopped pretending I knew what was wrong with it. And I went back to diagnosing it. And lo and behold, I don't know how many other printers out there have a tool like this. I'm sure probably most of us do, if I can find it. These El Cheapo Allen keys, after a while, these just strip off. Let me see if I can get that to... So they just become a piece of shit steel. They make a great pokey, and... Where is it? Where'd it go? One moment. So you got a great pokey here, and you heat them up with a little torch. Now, this is the smallest one. This is actually the same one that I use on the set screws that go in the gear shaft. In these little tiny. The smallest one, I think it's a 1.5 or under. Yeah, it's got to be like a 1.5. So right now we're just fighting a little under extrusion, but heated this fucker up, took the fan off, went back into rebuild mode. And when I sat there and I just kept heating it up and pushing filament. And I really was like, what the hell? And I had the nozzle, I pumped it up to 240C. So it was good and toasty. And I don't even know how it happened, but somehow I did pull out it was a perfect cylinder. And it was about maybe 20 millimeters long. It was ridiculous. It was a perfect cylinder with a perfect, not so perfect cylinder going through it. And it was like it had filled up the entire inner sleeve of the metal heat break. I don't know how or why yet, but it had created a cylinder with a hole in it where the filament would go through. Like I was literally feeding through this cylinder of shit. Anyway, I got that out, did a backflip for joy, and I hit extrude, and it worked like a champ. So back up and running. And of course, I've done some modifications. Let us look at them. Okay. So what we did here. First, we got the new offset screen. This was $20 Amazon again. And I really got to say the way this kind of just not just how it looks, but it looks great. And it's kind of, it was weirdly in the way, the old screen, the way it sat. I didn't like it. Not quite so much. Much better, much cleaner design. And look at that. Look, that white's shit for showing any detail, isn't it? Well, it's okay. It sure looks like I fixed the under extrusion bit. So, but we'll see how that goes. Get that out of the way. Off you go. Off you go. So, obviously, we did some V-slot covers, and I always wanted to print one of these little blower covers, replacement blower covers, but I never did. So, dual blowers. Those are the 4010 fans. And I had this one on set to bring air in and this one to blow out. I know there's a whole, section of gapping on this side of the metal, but I just thought it'd be cool. And then I realized where the nozzle normally sits on this side, when it's purging, it purges right onto this blower and it started getting sucked in. So I went ahead, I pulled this kit off, just flipped the fan and wired it back in. I did add, let me see if I can get it to turn on. I did add a small strip of LED in here, 3 LED on a strip, and wired it into green. So when the main cooling fans for the board turn on, it lights up green. I got these lovely honeycomb feet. These are awesome. Found these on I can't remember if it's Thingiverse or Printables, but one of the two. Toolbox, gotta love it. Very cool little toolbox. And then let's slide this around a little bit. What we got here is a power supply mount for the back, which actually does have a chain mount built into it. Let's see if we can get that in there. There you go. So that's okay. I'm still running this older one that goes over to that side of the frame. Let me spin this around. But this is actually kind of cool. So it relocates the switch over here. And got a little just bracket that holds our chain that I printed today. So that's up and going. And other than getting all this dust, some of it is actually residue of hairspray that I use on the beds. So yeah, but it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah. Let's get you back on the tripod. So, again, all right. So, again, moral of the story. Don't assume you know what's wrong, because, oh my God, like, I didn't need to do any of that crap to the extruder. It was probably working fine. I just was, 100% certain that that was where the issue was, even though I knew better. But I thought I had cleaned out the hot end. I mean, I thought the entire hot end had been completely cleaned out, and that was my mistake. So not so much, but, hey, all's well that ends well. So I'm going to go ahead. I do have some updates to the firmware I want to do, and I think we're pretty close to getting the E-steps tuned in. We're at 135, or no, it was like 135.71, and I just bumped it up to 136, which is close. So we're gonna see. We'll see. Maybe I'm gonna go back and reslice the benchy, the stringing test, and the calibration cube, and make sure that they were sliced for a 6 mil or a 0.6 nozzle instead of 0.4. They may have been originally done for that. So we're going to do that here right now. And I'm going to go ahead and jump on the computer and make sure that I get the auto bed leveling ticked off, because it's the bed trimming's there, but the auto bed level is not. I don't know. It's not seeming to. not seeming to work yet. So because we got we got level bed, but it's okay. There's the offset wizard that works on the V2 and other ones. The bed leveling's there. The weird thing is that the offset has to be seemingly done manually. It's like I trim it and then it levels. I don't know. I'm trying to figure that one out. So I'm going to check out the firmware and get into Visual Studio, and we'll see how that goes. And I'll bring you along with me. We'll do a screen capture. So till then, till next time, have a great day. Happy printing. Take care of yourselves. Okay, it just flashed. Let's get started. So, we just got done flashing the new firmware, and we will test it. And I will very likely have to reset my E-steps, but I know what they need to be. So, we're going to see if this works. Okay, and we are going to power it off. And I'll bring you over here so you can see the screen. All right, fingers crossed for me, all right? Here we go. Where's the button? There we go. Okay, that's a good sign. And there's my initial. It worked. Okay, so I'm going to power it back off. Oh, drop stuff all over the place. And we're going to pull this one off. I'm actually just going to tuck that right in there so I have it. All right, now if I can find the power button. All right, let's see if we can. As you can see, it'll come up very quickly, but there's the initial, which that lets me know that this is the software that I wanted to do. And let's go ahead and motion, and we're going to auto home it. And that's so far so good. Fingers crossed. Yeah. All right, so that worked. Let's see what we have. Oh, yeah, I got to put the other SD card back in, and wow, that's updating nicely. I really like this software. So let's go to configuration, and there's the Z Probe Wizard. And that's what it was missing. And yes, I still use a piece of paper to do this. So we're gonna do. There we go. This is interesting doing this while holding a camera, but okay, so we're close. Negative 1.4. That's 1.5. Ooh, that's tight. Okay, so as you can see, you can go down by 1 mil, point mil, and now we're going to select the 0.25, and we're going to take it up. Oh, that's close. Maybe one more. That's it. negative 1.4. And we got that little friction. It's got that like little, I don't know if you can hear, you can't hear it, but it's got this weird vibration where the paper's like just, it's right. And we're going to say done. Done, baby. And then we're going to go to, let's see, advanced steps. I got to change my E-steps back to 1. That's the only problem with these knobs is, I remember watching Angus at Maker's Muse, and I can't remember what he was working on, but apparently he only could change it. Literally had to go up to like 900, and it only wanted to do it like 1/10 of a millimeter at a time. So he literally hooked up a jig that went to a drill to spin it. Like, it was ridiculous. Okay, so let's see what's under motion. Okay, we got Z-Probe Wizard, which we did. We're going to level a bit. All right. Oh, I love it. Oh, it's these little things that give us so much happiness, or at least me. Now, I could go back in, maybe I will, and I can more better program exactly where that's probing, and make sure that it's doing everything like super accurately. But I am, at the moment, I'm pretty pleased with it. Okay, motion, home all. I'm going to put you back on a tripod so you don't get dizzy. Because I know I do. And we got some glue stick down. We got some filament. So let's go to temp. Actually, before we do that, let's go to configure. Temperature. And configure. Advanced. Temperature. Wow. Now all the PID is oh, that's so cool. Everything's there. I even have the driver information and voltage. That's so badass. Power outage on, preheat PLA config, and I'm going to bring that temperature up to like 2. I've been using the Elegoo, and I found the PLA Plus, and I found that it really likes like 210 to 215, depending on like the area. So I'm going to go with 215 as it's set up for that. So preheat nozzle. I'll just take it to that, and the bed is 60. Store. Now, here's the trick. Where are the games? Show me the games. I don't see the games. Maybe in advance. That's weird. I haven't found them yet. It'll be like all this time, and I just sit down here and play games on the like. That's a whole other thing, but we'll get into that. Okay, well, let's go ahead and preheat PLA. and it's 215. I do 60 on the bed, and I do between 200 and 230, depending on PLA, depending on the environment and the material. Some stuff prints like the Overture, and some eSun really likes it hotter, like 225. So it really all depends on the manufacturer. I bet I know where it is. It's going to be under About Printer. Nope. Board info. Nope. Thermistors. Well, I'm going to work on the game stuff, but right now I'm pretty happy with the way that things are going. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. We're going to print that not the Davinci. They take too long. I'm going to print that that calibration cube, and we will see how that works. So I'm going to move you in here so you can watch that. For the nozzle that I'm running it under. So this is all fucked. So get all that junk off of there. Try this again. All right, so I have resliced all those files right now. And we're gonna tune this fucker in. Okay, not horrible. You can see right here, it's like, that's not even paper thin. Here it's like, and it's a little loose on this side. So this bed is wonky. I have a kind of this, trick where to see if something's loose, if you can run your nail over it and it doesn't, you're not trying to move it, you're just scraping it lightly, or even better, paintbrush, or a toothbrush, gun brush, whatever. If the brush won't move it, you're in good shape, I think. But if the brush moves it, yeah, it's a little loose. So see what happens. Done some skipping. We're going to take it down just a hair. No, that's super fine. Sorry about the chair. Okay, we're getting better. I did a very large print for the K1. It was actually the roll tray that's on my Etsy store. I'll bring it over, load pictures on the Patreon store also. But it was very large. I mean, it was probably about 15 or 20 mil in from the entire build plate for the base. And so that was probably the first time I did the thin sheet, the 1 millimeter thick sheet that people print as a flat surface test. And it was gorgeous. And not only that, it printed in this wonderful copper by Sobel. And I hadn't really had a lot of success with that PLA in anything. I printed it on the Aquila, and it came out weird and stringy and just bad juju everywhere. Just not nice. I put that in the clipper, and it looked beautiful. Here, I'll go get it. because we can take a moment from that to look at this loveliness. There we go. Okay. So, how you doing down here? Come on. There we go. All right. So, this lovely little tray is on special for 420 day. And, well, that's what it is. Comes with multiple little holders here. You got your smaller holders, which should fit some, smaller holders here. That'll fit some lovely rolled upness. Let's see if I can get a cigarette out here to show you an example of, there we go. So if you imagine, use your imagination for the rest of those. And over here, I don't have a Swisher Sweet near me, so I can't really fill that in. But you get the picture there. You got spot for lighter, trimmers, all the extra goodies that you would nice and need. I'm gonna design a lid to make this a case, so that you would have a lid that goes over it and maybe stops like right here. So that if everything's down inside it, you can just put the lid on and slide it, under the couch or wherever. But look at this color. I mean, seriously, is that not sick? I love this. These are the concentric pattern on the inside, and it came out fucking brilliant. I wish I smoked still, because I'd use this, but I don't. Not anymore. Maybe I should take it up again. But anyway, this loveliness is for sale on Etsy, and I will put a link in the description. A lot of the stuff that's there is only listed, like there's only one. I'm printing up a lot of things. I'm printing up demo versions, but obviously first come first serve, and we will accommodate you. If you want 10, it'll take a little longer, but I'll get you 10 of these. So anyway, pretty cool thing. Get away, piece of fluff. Hey, I think he might actually be somewhere close to. See, fluff comes up. So, fluffy, fluffy, fluffy on this side. Wiggly, wiggly, not so wiggly, a little wiggly. Let's take it down a little more. Boy, this is slow, isn't it? Oh my God. I'm so used to. Okay, I'm going to keep saying that I have made the jump apparently entirely to Clipper. Because, fuck, it's faster. I mean, and it doesn't, we're not talking like faster and a ton loss of quality. We're talking, it's just faster. Yeah, you know what? I'll go ahead and record the Speed Benchy that I think I put it up. I might have already put it up on Patreon. If not, I will definitely print another one because, oh my God. Watching that thing print scares me. because it shakes the machine so violently. It is the angry sex of printing. It really is. It's terrifying, but it's super awesome. All right, let's leave that at that, and I want to see if I can speed this up. So I'm bored. There, 150%. Should take about 10 seconds to... There it goes. Let's get this fluff, get rid of this fluff. Okay, there has to be a decimal there. The new interface is showing the extrusion in millimeters, and it's showing 94647. So there's got to be like 9 point, because I know it didn't just extrude nearly 1,000 millimeters. Maybe it did. We'll see what happens when it changes over to from 975 to 10 something. Yeah, actually, that's only 9 centimeters. So yeah, okay, it did. Okay, I gotta get my tunes going. And I know that's against, some rules, but y'all just don't tell on me, all right? Oh, sorry about that. Hey, look at that. All right, let's see what we got here. That is surprisingly decent. Let's get this junk out of our way. Other than the fact that it's a little ugly, yeah, well, we went through some early teething processes here, but again, that is a really nice finish. You probably can't see it unless I turn this down a bit. So, not bad. Not too bad. All right, so we got a bit of that leveling done. Okay, now I'm gonna go add some glue on top of the bullshit, on top of the hairspray I added, just to get some extra sticky. Okay, we're back. We've been heat soaking a little while, and we're gonna give the cube a try. Let's see if we can get this fucker dialed in. So we've got our coffee, we got our water, we have our not so healthy cancer death sticks. So let's get started here. Don't fade at all. And I'm going to up the temp to 215 because I know that's what this filament likes. And this filament is old as dirt. I mean, it's been on the printer since I put it in, storage. So, yeah, that is cool. It is counting in millimeters how much it's extruded. I like that. Okay, we got this at 150% speed. Well, I am cautiously optimistic. We got a pretty decent cube out of that. Not perfect, but way better than I expected, I have to admit. So, so far, so good. We might be close to moving it up to a benchy here. So, anyway, hope you enjoyed all this. If so, you know, do one of those, ring the bell, and, you know, say hello. Till the next time, stay safe, have fun 3D printing, and enjoy the coffee.